The battle for 5th place in the Hero Hockey World League final at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. And it focuses on the discipline and organization of Belgium against the disorganized brilliance of the Indian side. Watched on by their fans at the National Stadium. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon. No sign of sun, but that hasn't deterred the fans from flocking in and supporting their side, which came up with such an improved performance yesterday against the Germans, beating them 5-4. Belgium, in fact, are still searching for their first victory inside 70 minutes, winning yesterday in shootout against the Argentines. 1-1 it finished after 70 minutes. Should make for a fascinating contest between two teams that have a lot of potential and will be looking to play up to that potential in this particular match. The second match of the final day of competition in the Hero Hockey World League. Let's stand by for the national anthems of the two teams, beginning, of course, with Belgium.
La loi, la liberté. Le roi, la loi, la liberté. Au vote, au gré d'être correct. Au vote, au gré d'être correct.
It's not back to the rafters, but they can sure make a lot of noise, the Indian fans. And there's just a sprinkling of support for Belgium as well, which should make for a fascinating atmosphere. It's a good spirit between two teams, two of the more young sides in this competition, and they've thus far played with a lot of discipline, and that has been evident in the way that they have performed in all their matches. Just a look at the Belgium side. Their workhorse up front, or rather in the midfield, John Doman, their captain, number 7, alongside co-captain Felix Denayer, number 19, have been quite excellent. And Tom Bone up front has been terrific. Still 23 years of age, will be 24 in a week's time, but already one of the rising stars of global hockey, which has given a lot of pleasure to his coach. Mark Lammers, the Dutchman, who has spent earlier stints with the Netherlands men's and women's team, as also the Spanish women's hockey team. The Indians, coached by Terry Walsh, Srijesh has been excellent in goal. Mandeep Singh came into his own yesterday against Germany, getting a hat-trick in that match. And Rupinder Pal Singh, number 3, has been excellent. 3 goals for himself, but more than the goals, his contribution overall. It's also a 23rd birthday for Nikin Thimmaya, and they are coached by the 60-year-old Western Australian Terry Walsh. Well, who can argue with that, especially considering what we have seen thus far in the Hero Hockey World League final. 99 goals already, awaiting the 100. Which one of these two umpires will oversee that? Satoshi Kondo at the left of us, where we're sitting, and Murray Grime is closer to us, the experienced umpire from Australia. And the video umpire for today is Gary Simmons from South Africa. It's an absolute party atmosphere at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium as the home side push things off. Playing in yellow, going from right to left. The yellow submarine, the Indians, up against them, the Red Lions, Belgium, from left to right. And I'm Divine Sen, and in the commentary box for this one alongside me is Cedric D'Souza. Welcome, Cedric. Looking forward to what should be a pretty interesting match. Contrast of styles, but two entertaining teams.
Well, I think for India, they've got to exploit the open defense of the Belgium team. India's got a lot of speed in attack, and they should try to exploit that, use that strength to maximum capacity that they can. Belgium have a fantastic center midfielder, and he should be broken because the entire fulcrum of that team is a center midfielder, John Doman.
Yes, he will be no doubt involved in some of the moves. Here he is on the ball, getting that ball and passing it back to Lupert, the man who was man of the match yesterday against the Argentines. It was well worked by the Belgians. Early opportunity, going for a shot as well. Quick snapshot attempted by Thomas Grills. Tom Boone, in fact, getting the first attempt and not too far away.
A nice run by Belgium striker. Comes into Tom Boone's hand, turns down, spins down, takes tomahawk, and Sirius is very well in goal to just part that ball away.
Making their intentions clear early on, the Belgians, winners, of course, of the round 3, the semi-final competition of this World League, which was held in Rotterdam, winning it on penalties in the final against Australia. Still searching for their first victory inside 70 minutes. The only win thus far in this campaign was yesterday in a shootout against Argentina. 3-1 in the shootout. This is a good long ball. It's been well received. First touch from Charlier, but the Indians come away with the ball. Sardar Singh, their inspirational captain. Sunil up front, also Mandeep onto his foot. And something that he likes to do to the opponent happens to him himself.
A great run by Sardar, about 30-40 yards, looking for the ball to Mandeep. Mandeep oversteps the ball and hits his foot. But the important thing was that there was strength on the ball by Sardar. He was being chased by a Belgian defender, but he still found Mandeep with a nice pass.
So for India to perform well, Sardar has to have an impact. That was in evidence yesterday. And also the previous game against Germany, pool clash which finished 3-all. Ironically, was a mistake from Sardar in defense, which allowed Germany to get a last gasp equalizer. Raghunath lobbing this one up, but not enough pace on it. Will be easily intercepted by Doman, the captain. On to Desadillier and looking for Bone on the left. Slipping this one through. The Indians just a little confused in defense, but Birendra Lakra eventually doing enough. And now looking to release Sunil, cannot quite control it. Sunil had a good game as well against Germany. Terry Walsh was at his animated best in that match against the Germans. We also heard yesterday at halftime from Altmans, performance director of the Indian team. Long ball sent in by Lupert, takes a touch along the way from Rupinder Pal and goes out for a long corner. Simon Gugnan slipping it through, looking once again for Boone. Somebody puts a lot of pressure on the defenders with just his physical presence. Good skills about him as well when he gets the ball, Tom Boone. Once again, Gugnan all the way back to the heart of defense. Desadillier sets this ball up. Well worked. It's found its way through to Tom Boone. Goes for the shot, but swishing at thin air in the end and gives a free hit to the Indians.
Well, again, a good movement by Belgium. They switched the game from the center to the right when the Indian defense is moving to the wrong side. And the ball comes to Boone, but Boone takes a wild swipe and a foul blown against him.
Some lovely interplay, a quick touch and very quick release from the Belgians. This time a release from the Indians, down to the right. Birendra Lakra can't bring it under control. But the Indians used the flanks quite effectively in their match against Germany yesterday. Also against Australia in the first 20 minutes in particular. Remember, in the quarterfinal, they were leading 2-0 at one stage. That's a lovely touch on and needed to be defended well. That was the case from Birendra Lakra. Now here come the Indians. Dharamveer with a quick 1-2 with the captain. Has options inside, looking for the pass, but just miss-hitting it completely. This has been lobbed up, easily received by Gugnian. Good run from him, but dispossessed. Young Yuvraj Valmiki. Brought on as a substitute in place of the birthday boy, Nikin Thumaya. Turns 23 today, just a tribute to how young this team is. An average age of just about 22. This has been slipped through. Useful looking ball. Working well once again. The Red Lions doing well to get those short triangle passes and keep the ball amongst themselves as much as possible. Moving forward in good numbers. All of them now barring their own keeper in the attacking half.
The Belgium playing patient hockey and waiting for the opportune movement. Switching the game as much as possible. Rotating the ball as much as possible. And looking for the long ball.
Striking the foot of Rupinder Pal, but just outside the D. So results in a free hit. Still with Belgian possession, looking to slam this one in. Could be a chance, and he did well. Van Ogle. But eventually the Indian defence standing firm. Sunil lets it be for Sardar, who comes in from behind. Roving run. Clash between two players, the two captains. Free hit goes India's way. Tremendous intensity in the first 8 minutes between these two teams. You would expect nothing less. For India, a golden opportunity here if they do win this. Have a chance to move up the rankings. Currently number 10. We think that they might well move up to 7th, depending on how the rest of the numbers work out for the other teams. This has been slipped through. It's taken a touch on. Yuvraj almost finding out the power, but the whistle had been blown. That was more positive from the Indians, committing a few more men into attack.
And also trying to be strong on that ball, because the ball came inside and Yuvraj pushed the ball towards Mandeep when he was being hackled by a few of the Belgian defenders.
This time around an error, unable to bring that under his control. It was Gugnian. Manpreet Singh, the junior India captain, hasn't had too much of an impact thus far. This young man has, Afan Yusuf. Especially the assist that he provided to Yuvraj Valmiki in the game against Australia was absolutely sublime, suggesting some great things ahead for the young man who's playing his first major tournament. Made his debut in the opening encounter against England. India's results: lost 2-0 to England, then lost 3-1 to New Zealand, a match in which Terry Walsh's team looked at its flattest, one might say, but then recovered well. Their last pool encounter, thrilling 3-all draw against Germany. Quarter-final against Australia, 2-0 up, but eventually went on to lose 7-2. Put it all behind to record their first victory in 10 years over Germany in an FIH event yesterday, 5-4. Moving forward, Thapa wins a free hit for his team, and it's in a good position. They've got this chance now of committing more men forward.
If you look at the Indian team now, they've got 4 in the circle and actually just 3 back, so they've got plenty up front to try and create, to crack that Belgian defense.
Was a slightly uncomfortable height for Rupinder, and didn't take too many chances, made sure that he stayed close to the ball. On to the captain as Rupinder tracks back. Sardar pushes forward, just cannot control it this time though down the right, Virendra.
And that is one of Sardar's trademark passes, the reverse pass from the centre right up to the right flank. A great ball. Virendra Lakra should have had the first touch, should have been a better touch. Deflects the ball and goes outside the field of play.
Indeed, the Indian captain, with no disrespect to his teams, perhaps the most European in his style of play among the Indian players. Somebody who has that vision, has that skill. Amit Rohidas will need to keep this out of harm's way, and he does well to deny Thomas Brailes. Back with Brailes though. Good run, but it was well nipped by the Indians. It's not able to retain possession long enough. This time a long ball comes in. Pretty open game, a pretty disciplined game from all the teams. Thomas Brails, of course, got to his 200th cap yesterday, playing his 201st match in a Belgium shirt. But this one has been pushed through, looking for the birthday boy. In fact, that's Afan Yusuf, and Nick Intimaya is right alongside him, looking for the pass back, but goes all the way back to Chinglan Sana. Quick release from Sardar, picked up by Dharamveer. Kothajit is right at hand to support him. Once again, Sardar, quick slap pass through. Rohidas looking to move into space, but he's given the ball away. This could be crucial for Belgium. How quickly can they not only react, but get some men forward? This is Sebastian Dokier getting some support from Gugnard. Dokier allows Van Obel to take this particular long corner. Back with Belgian possession in a dangerous part of the ground. Passed in, looking for the reverse, and some good close attentions from the Indian defense, forcing it to go out for a long corner.
Well, a good run of play by the Belgian team at the moment. They've had a couple of forays into the Indian 23.
Also looking to vary as many points of attack as possible. They're rotating the ball quickly from side to side. Very speedy running from their forwards as well. And the last one was an attempt at a long ball to come in, but it was dealt with by the Indian defense. So thus far a lively encounter, but Belgium lording over the possession. 61% in the opposition half. Not surprisingly, that's why they've got 4 circle penetrations.
And we've seen in the last matches that Belgium played, they look for the centre spine. They look for the ball, the direct route from the centre. And India would do well just to block up the centre ball. Rupinder and Rohit Das. Got to be very careful with that long ball into the centre.
This move was initiated well by Chinglan Sana. Now this is Afan Yusuf, taken past a couple of players, going on the tomahawk and not able to get it on the frame. He had a couple of players up for support, including Yuvraj. Could have been close.
But he eliminates the defender very well, comes into the circle. He eliminates 2 defenders actually. Comes into the circle and takes the reverse hit. For the love of money, I don't understand why they keep doing the reverse hit all the time when they can have the ball in the forehand. The defender commits on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, sorry. He's got the ball on the left, pull the ball to the right hand and take a shot at goal. It's a much safer option.
And it must be mentioned, the man in goal for Belgium, Vincent Wanash, has had an absolutely smashing tournament. Earlier today, our entire commentary team were presented with sheets which we were supposed to give in our nominations for the best keeper of the tournament. Most of us at the moment have pined for George Pinner of England, but Vincent Wanash, one would think, won't be too far behind in the votes.
A very close second if one has to pick a second goalkeeper.
Indeed, even though they've conceded as many goals as they have, even Srijesh has had an outstanding tournament.
A very good tournament for Srijesh also. You know, we never had Indian keepers which were of the caliber of Srijesh. Yes, we did have Balal and Subaya at one time, but truthfully, we haven't had a keeper of that caliber for a long, long time, and Srijesh has filled the shoes recently.
Well, will he be caught into action now? 19 goals have been conceded by the Indian defense, and Srijesh has, on a few occasions, made sure that it has been kept down to 19 and not more. This was slapped in with a lot of power, took a deflection along the way, which laid it up quite usefully for the attacking man, who finds a foot. No, he doesn't. In fact, it's a free hit for the Indians.
Well, he tried to find a foot, and what he does is he lifts the ball up, and in that dangerous movement, the umpire blows against him.
Good discipline and defense from the Indian captain, the experienced Sardar Singh, making sure that he got his foot away from the ball, playing his 180th match rather today for India. Exceptional player, but we still haven't seen the best out of him thus far in this Hero Hockey World League. Perhaps today is the day that he'll choose to come to the party. Rupinder Pal, Chinglan Sana, slipping it through. Timaya cannot quite bring it under control. There he is, today's birthday boy. Very happy birthday to him from all of us. had a good tournament, has looked impressive, but hasn't been rewarded with a goal as yet. That will be a good present for the team to gift him one. I won't call it the other way around, but it will be the ideal gift for the team as well if he can score. And of course, the first goal of this match will be the 100th goal of this competition. This is the 22nd encounter. 2 more to go after this. Third, fourth placement game between England and Australia. And then the big one, the final between New Zealand and the Netherlands. Lovely movement yet again from the Belgians. Moving forward, good numbers. Lining it up on the reverse, not too far away. That was a great effort by Cedric's namesake, Cedric Chalier.
Well, a very strong run by Chalier. He comes into the circle, pulls the ball to the left-hand side, and hit the scorcher actually, and just goes across the goal and over the bar.
So that has been the preferred mode of scoring, or attempted scoring from some of the players, going in on the reverse and looking to tomahawk it. It hasn't been successful thus far in this match. Now this is picked up by Tom Boone. Excellent pace from him and some power. Just a little shove, one thought on Dharamveer, but going for the shot. Well saved by Srijesh. Easy pick up now for Raghunath. On to Thimaya. Looking to slip it through for Sunil, but a bit too much pace on that ball.
Well, Tom Boone gets into the circle, looks for his play on the far side in Dokier, and but Srijesh is very well in goal to anticipate that movement and to intercept the ball.
This is Lipayat. Looking for Kusters. Quickly taken by the Belgians. Reels. Bocard. Onto the defense, Fanstra down. Now a chance for the Indians. This is where Rupinder Pal is very good. Once he gets the ball in defense, has that ability to come up with precise passes. This time he finds Sunil. Sunil looking for some support. Will win a hit in for the Indians. To be taken by Chingansana. A lot more game time today for the young Manipuri. And he's looked quite all right on a few occasions, Cedric. Getting the ball and making sure that he holds on to it, releases passes well.
Well, he's a player who hasn't been given many opportunities. He's come off an injury, come off a sickness. And Terry Walsh decided to give him a longer stint in this game. He'll do him a world of good, because he has got a lot of caliber.
Taking a bit of a breather, Chingansana, so not on the pitch at the moment. The hit-in happens for Belgium. Quite a pacey first half, but no rewards for either side. Both teams with a few half chances. Nothing very concrete. Belgium perhaps with the better of the play. It's been a rapid rise for Belgium in recent years. The way that they have performed has been a tribute to the development programs that have been put in place, the amount of time their players have had in terms of playing in European leagues. Fifth finish, of course, in the last Olympics, to go with the bronze, which they won back in 1920 when they hosted the Olympic Games. That one at Antwerp. 8 years before India began their terrific run of results. Glimpse of the Indian bench. Harjot Singh hasn't had any chance. That's perhaps one thing which Terry Walsh hasn't done at all. He hasn't given any game time to Harjot. Srijesh has done well, but if you were coach, would you have been tempted to perhaps give the reserve a game in one of these 2 matches? Talk about that just after this move coming in. Well, a deflection, but not close enough to Srijesh.
Well, India hasn't played well in the first couple of matches, so he wouldn't have taken his chances in that stage. But it's a question of scoring many goals and then trying to change our goalkeeper. We haven't scored. India hasn't scored so many goals in this tournament, barring the last match against Germany.
That's a long ball, and it's been well picked up by Birendra, slipping it through for Sunil. Sunil was also a very influential figure in yesterday's performance against Germany, finding a Belgian foot. Last quarter of an hour. Crucial interception, and how often we've seen that from John Doman. One of the best players in this competition, certainly from the Belgium side. This has been slipped through for Omri Klusters. Kunyard. Back with the number 22. Sadlier. Long ball attempted to find Dumont.
You're talking about a development program that was there in Belgium for the last so many years. Well, we heard Roland Altemans, the high performance director of India, talking the other day. He talked about a 2.1, 2.0 new plan that they've decided for India, where they're going to continue with the attacking style and improve on the defensive structure of the team.
This will be an early evidence of this. This match in particular, they have defended well thus far. And what's been impressive is, for a young side, they've shown a lot of maturity and patience, not been ruffled by the constant threat of the Belgians coming forward. And Rupinder Pal does have a lethal long ball. It has beaten one man, but cannot beat Hans Freidong. This is the captain, co-captain, one should say, John Doman. Shares that responsibility by captaincy with Felix Denayer, who was on the ball just on the right flank, has now been given a breather, with Van Orbel taking his place. Doman once again. Lots and lots of space to play with for Jeffrey Thays. Doman again, looking to slip it through, but good combination play between Sardar Singh and Rupinder Pal Singh.
Doman will do well to not play that ball in the center, because the center is completely blocked by the Indian defenders. He should have played the ball wider. He had a striker standing on the right hand side of him. He looked for the direct route and was completely smothered up by the Rupinder Pal there in the deep defense of India.
This time he was looking to slip it to the right, but well stolen by Sunil. He's got some pace on him. Afan goes for the shot. One stride on his first to it, and the deflection will mean it's a long corner. Terrific burst of space, and that's what we have emphasized in each and every India game. That's one thing going for these young players. They've got tremendous space about them. Once they marry that with skill and some maturity, then they can be some lethal players going forward. Chinglan Sana wins this free hit, finding a Belgian foot close to him. Can India finish this half with a goal? Oh, almost given away by Birendra Lakra. Eventually, the second touch of heavy one. Dukier. Kunyard. Well defended in numbers by the Indians.
We're talking about the young Indian players in terms of their speed. Well, they're full of energy, they're full of exuberance, and you know, they've got this tremendous burst of speed when they get the ball. And this is what will do India a world of good in the near future.
This one had fallen dangerously, and Charlier was in a great position to capitalize, but yet again the Indian defense doing well. Rupinder Pal in particular has been rock solid. Releasing the ball here for Sunil. Sunil has some support inside the box. Oh, just catching the stick of Yuvraj Valmiki, and that's why it got deflected behind Afan Yusuf, who was running into a great position.
Well, a good cross by Sunil right across the entire goal mouth. It deflects off a Belgium defender and misses Afan Yusuf, who has already lunged himself for that deflection ball.
Still India with possession, and once again, barring Rupinder and Rohidas, everybody in an attacking position. Looking to pile the pressure on. Goes back to Rupinder. Has some support in the shape of the captain, Sardar Singh, making himself available and releasing a beautiful through ball for Amit Rohidas. Rohidas comes in, misses out completely, but still with Indian possession, goes for the shot, and hits the side netting, Sunil. Good spell of play from the Indians.
Well, a great movement by the Indians. If you look at it, Rohidas gets the ball on top of the circle. He finds a lot of space because of the Sardara pass. He comes into the circle, takes a wild swipe at it, but misses the ball completely.
And that was the previous attempt. Sunil banging it across very, very close and just deflected away from the path of Afan Yusuf. Almost the first goal in senior international colours for the youngster from Bhopal. Super Saturday and a good turnout, and I'm sure a lot of them will want to stay and watch the remaining encounters as well. England versus Australia promises to be quite exciting, and then the New Zealanders against Netherlands for the final to be crowned the first ever Hockey World League champions. in men's competition. The Dutch women have already achieved the feat, doing that just about a month ago in Tucumán in Argentina. Tombone sending this one in, and that could have been very dangerous. Completely throwing the Indian defense off. Given as a long corner because of a deflection. Dorian Thierry, the only surviving player from the Junior World Cup team which played in Delhi just about a month ago. Fabulous as an atmosphere here at the National Stadium. Sardar slips it through, but Nikhil Timaya will allow it to roll out for a hit-in for his team. Back with the captain, again looking for that reverse pass of his, this time to the left flank of his. But very early reading of it by the Belgians, and here they come. Simon Guignard has some options inside the box, chooses to go down to the right, something which Cedric has prescribed in the past. There's a great chance, but played dangerously, played high by the Belgians, and that's why the Indian defense has a reprieve.
Well, a good movement by the Belgian team, comes into the circle, but he raises the ball up in, dangerously. As an Indian defender was standing within 5 meters or 5 yards, and definitely a foul for Belgium.
This time Lupaya doing well, because that was a dangerous ball which came in from Dharamveer. Could have found any of the strikers who were moving into good position. So India beginning to grow in confidence in this half. One can see it in the number of men they have committed forward. One of them is Afan, fighting and scrapping for it, but in the end conceding a free hit to the Belgians.
Well, Afan has got a lot of speed, he's got a lot of skill, and he will do well to be effective in certain areas of the pitch, especially in the last quarter.
Much more fluent as a game than the first one that we saw. If you just joined the telecast late, the first match seeing Germany emerge 2-1 victors over Argentina, and thus getting themselves across to the 7th position. Argentina finishing 8th in this 8-team competition. No goals as yet in this match, but it's been a good exhibition of hockey from these two teams. Lots of commitment on display, good creativity when moving forward.
Well, both teams are showing a bit of creativeness in terms of how they're moving the ball. Belgium going the direct route as always.
Yet again, this is a great move and deserved a finish. Oh, they are looking to refer this, are they? He is certainly convinced that there was an infringement. But that was beautifully moved by the Belgians, and that will form the last part of this replay, which Murray Grime will look at. Let's listen in.
Thank you. Yep. Connect the phone that I give you both. Okay. Yeah, Gary? Yeah, Murray. Look, the Belgian players are claiming that the player was pushed over by the Indian player in the circle when the ball was passed. Now, consequently, I think the ball was already gone. And it happened, he fell over after. Can you have a look and see what you think? No worries.
So looking for a push, but Murray Grime reckoning that there was a push, but after the ball had already been played. Not only do Belgium lose their referral, but just a smile there from Murray Grime, because it was difficult for him to hear Gary Simmons over all the noise made by the spectators, who of course had a good view of the replay on the giant screen at the ground. So in a close match with margins which are very, very narrow, that can be a huge moment in terms of losing your referral, Cedric.
Definitely, especially this early in the game, not early in the game, but there's just 5 minutes left of the match. The game has gone so fast that we don't even think it's the 30 minutes have gone. Because losing a referral is a critical aspect of the game.
That's excellent work from Denai. How well he did to keep that in play and turning it back as well. The Indian defense needs to be decisive. It comes off a Belgian foot, and that allows the Indian defense to recover. Mark Lammers has said in the past that their team has done most things well, but they have not found the scoring touch as often as he would have liked. That's been reflected in the score lines as well. 3-2 to Australia, losing out. Also a 3-2 loss at the hands of Argentina. 2-all against Netherlands in a match they led at one stage. This is a great run from Sunil. Can he cap it off with a goal? Almost finding his mark in Mandeep, but Belgium defending compactly and getting the ball away.
A beautiful run by Sunil.
Here's Mandeep once again inside the box. Looking for the PC, no doubt. But the Belgians getting their foot out of the way with some twinkling footwork. And here comes John Doman. Quickly releasing it down through the right. Dorian Thierry. Sunil has been electrifying again.
A great run down by Sunil. If you look at it, he comes back to the baseline. He looks up to see which player is available for him. He's trying to find Mandeep, but Vanash and Gold patched the ball very well.
No let up in intensity from either side. That's been the story of this first half. No goals as yet. Well, can they find one here, Belgium? Crucial intervention made by Kusters, but just looking at the pace of this move, Belgians and the Indians must be tiring because they've played this game at full tilt for the first 31 minutes. Sent in by Briels, but again, no pace about that pass at all. Comes off an Indian foot. There's also just been a bit of an injury for Raghunath. Smarted perhaps by the ball ricocheting. Hitting his ear from the look of things. Lupad. Desadelia gives the ball away. Sunil. There's a good run coming in from Dharanveer Singh. The ball was a good one actually. What it did was it wrong-footed the defender, but no Indian was close enough to the ball. Mandeep Singh, at the time he came in, the defense had enough time to recover. And now here come the Belgians. Comes off the foot from outside the box for one of the Indian defenders, and that's why it is a long corner. Felix Denaya, who's been a very dangerous presence on the right flank. Onto the foot of Raghunath, will win a free hit again. Thierry. Back with Dorian Thierry. The Pirate might look to now switch flanks, go over to the left flank. That's what they do. Tombone, who's not been involved in too many of the attacks in recent times, and this is a chance for Sunil, who's seen a lot of the ball, and it must be said made the most of them. Wins a free hit for his team.
Well, Sunil's been outstanding in this match in terms of carrying the ball with a lot of strength and giving his cross balls inside and looking for his players.
Kusters slipping it through for Jeffrey Thays. Impeded just outside the D, and that's why there's a free hit just outside the dotted line. Simon Gugnard.
No need for it, okay? Thank you. Yeah, listen, okay, just settle down, okay? Just wait.
Good to see. Normalization of relations. Tells you about the intensity of this match. Who says this is just for minor placements? Gautier Bocard plays it back to Lupin. Desadelia shifts the line of play to the left. And Kusters impeded for running into the Indian defender.
Well, when they were switching the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, the Indian defense stood very firm and were marking their players very well and closing out the gaps.
This is well received by Tom Bone. He's got that ability when he makes his presence felt with the ball. No such luck for him this time around. It could well be the last constructive attack. Can Belgium turn it into a goal? Picked up here by the Indian captain. John Doman. 2-1 for Thez. Virendra Lakra, not a very convincing first touch. Onto Bone, goes on the reverse, and that could have been close. John Doman was very close to getting the first goal. Still inside the first minute, still possession with Belgium, looking to move forward. Felix Denaye is denied by the Indian defenders. Yet again, coming forward with Gougnard. Belgium are looking good to get that first goal, but do they have enough time in this first half?
When they're using the left flank as much as possible, with Boone doing a lot of work on the wide there, looking for the cross balls inside. There've been a couple of balls which have gone across from out of the goal, missed by the Belgian. The last one was a strike. Was a skipper also missed that ball completely.
So the last few seconds. Perhaps a chance for some late drama in this first half. No, not quite. Oh, Mandeep winning it, but will go out of play. And that will probably mean that is that as far as this half is concerned. Nothing to split the two teams after the first 35 minutes. And it's been a good, brave performance from the Indians in the face of some relentless attacking hockey, some real flairful hockey from the Belgians. But the Indians have also had their moments, particularly with Sunil moving forward, Afan Yusuf looking good. And on the few occasions that he's got the ball, even Nikin Thimmaya has looked quite threatening when getting into attacking positions. But by and large, Vincent Vanash has been the less busy of the two keepers, with the likes of Tom Boone as well as Felix Denaye and Jeffrey Thez making some good positive play. Still looking for the goal that will unlock what is thus far a scoreless match for 5th and 6th place between Belgium and India. At halftime at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium, the scoreline here is Belgium 0, India 0. No goals as yet in this 5th and 6th place match in the Hero Hockey World League final between Belgium and the home side India. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the first half was devoid of action. Belgium doing most of the running, and in particular their forward line keeping the Indians busy. This was very early on, Tom Boone getting a shot going and thudding into the pads of PR Srijesh. Then the Indians replying in kind. Afan Yusuf, who's had a very useful first half, going for a tomahawk, but not able to get it into the frame. And then Tom Boone once again just a little bit of a push to get Dharamveer out of the way, but doing it in a fair enough manner. And Srijesh doing well to deny the attacker. This time around, there was a touch which took it away from the path of Afan Yusuf, but yet again, it was delightful work down the right flank by Sunil. This was probably one of the best chances that the Belgians had, but it was deemed to be dangerous as the ball came in. Tokier was in a good position. Sunil made a number of inroads into the defense, and this was another great opportunity for the Indians to pull ahead. But again, not able to get a shot going thanks to some good disciplined defending. The lights in full flow, and the numbers suggesting that while it has been a pretty open game, Belgium have had most of the play. And look at those last two columns. No penalty corners, no cards. That tells you that two teams have played some very disciplined hockey. Only 9 shots in all, 7 of them for Belgium, and just the 2 for India. But no goals as yet in this match. It's been quite a good turnout, and they've just ducked for cover because it's a little warmer inside. Most of them going in to get some snacks for themselves. Not usual kind of weather for this time of the year. Just to remind you of how these two teams have made their way across to these matches. India, Belgium, in fact, to begin with. Belgium still looking for their first victory because that win over Argentina was after a shootout. And apart from that, there have been a couple of defeats and 1 draw, and that defeat against England in the quarterfinals. Well, Mark Lammers, we've heard from him a number of times through the course of his tournament. For the final time, let's hear his post-halftime or rather interview with Simon Mason.
Mark, a good first half, 0-0. Didn't really translate into any meaningful chances except for some flash ball across goal.
Yeah, that's right. We have to get more PCs, and we have to get more hitting on goal, shots on goal. And I think at the end pass has to be better. So we are working on it, and yeah, we are playing well. We are attacking a lot, but we have to take care of the counter-attack of India.
And we spoke earlier about some of the bigger players left at home and your desire to see some of the less experienced step forward. Are you pleased with what they've done today?
Yeah, so that's one point. We want to improve new players in the team, but we also want to improve the players who normally don't have the responsibility. They have to take the responsibility now. That's why the 5 is not there. Other ones have to stay up. Also with 100 caps in the team, they have to show it now.
Well, we look forward to seeing those less experienced players stepping forward in the second half. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's take a look at India's results. Of course, they disappointed to begin with, but remember, they had their moments, even in that 2-0 loss against England and also the match against Australia 2-7. Let's hear from the Australian coach, Terry Walsh, who's down there with Simon Mason.
Terry, what looked like a nervous first half, not quite as fluid as we've seen in some of the other games.
Yeah, we're not handling the ball anywhere near as well as we need to. We're sort of reacting to a lot of things rather than instigating movement, and so it looks very, very... Yeah, it's only a counter from a 50-metre counter at the moment that's taking place. Running with the ball too much, turning it over too slow to take free hits. All the normal things that go on when you're playing this way, and we have to bring our mentality back to being able to control what we're doing.
And it looked quite compact and patient before those counter-attack chances came. Is that something you were looking for?
Yeah, look, we're trying to do things. We know that these guys are a very, very good passing team and they manoeuvre, but we're just giving them far too much space, and they're creating a whole lot of trouble for us that we don't need at this point.
Well, we look forward to seeing some of that Indian flair in this second half. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Terry, and thank you, Simon, as well. And Jamie Dwyer in the house. Absolute legend of the game. Cedric D'Souza is alongside me, who can probably confirm how many times has he won the Player of the Year? 5, isn't it?
I stand to be corrected, but I think it's 5.
He will, of course, be in charge of one of the teams in the India League, which will be kicking off or pushing back perhaps in just about a week's time. So lots and lots of great hockey hockey for the Indian hockey fans to look forward to. But the last 35 minutes possibly for their national team in this Hero Hockey World League. It's the Red Lions who get things moving in the second half. They are from right to left this time around, and switching over to left to right are the Yellow Submarine of India. John Doman splitting the ball through to the right, and very quickly Belgium picking up from where they left off in the first half, looking to make sure they are decisive in their attacks, decisive in their movements. And something that my co-commentator Cedric D'Souza, two-time former India coach, did point out, and what was agreed with Mark Lammers as well as Terry Walsh, the fact that they've been very good at keeping possession, getting those passes in, varying the length of their passes and the quality of their passes as well. And this one could have been quite decisive. It was into the D and just didn't find a Belgian stick right at the end of it.
Well, you know what it is basically the skill of the Belgian player. What he does is he doesn't hit the ball along the turf. He raises the ball slightly, which is not dangerous, but slightly above the stick level, and for a tip-in. But that's what the class of the player is. That you do not play to the strength of a defender, but you play to the weakness of a defender.
Required. As this game has progressed, it's just progressively getting a little bit chillier. Is it just me, Cedric, or are you feeling it too?
It is getting cold, will it divine?
Well, the heat is being generated from the pitch. That was a sizzling attempt from the Indians to get a move going. And an interplay between two vital players in the Indian midfield, Manpreet Singh and then Sardar Singh, who was looking to release Sunil. Just couldn't find the decisive pass. This is John Doman. Smashed through from the defense and picked up by the Indians. Rupinder Pal played a delightful ball which allowed India to get their first goal against Germany yesterday. Picked up the ball from defense and ran all the way up before releasing Mandeep. So India have shown in glimpses right through this Hero Hockey World League final campaign that they've got that quality. Sardar Singh, no penalty corners yet, remember, in this match, and a couple of more than useful penalty corner exponents in both teams. The likes of Tom Bone as well as Lupai for Belgium, and of course Rupinder Pal Singh and Raghunath for India. Sunil loses out in possession, picked up on the left by Gugnyad. Taramveer. Sunil is impeded for just getting the ball a little higher than where it should have been. And Stradon. Doman. Desadlier. Long ball looking for the co-captain, Felix Denay. He's picked it up well. And in spite of a challenge from Rupinder Pal Singh, releases this ball to the right. It's a good-looking attack coming in from Brills. Trying to find an Indian foot, but Sunil does enough. This time Birendra Lakra finds a Belgian foot. So Belgium on the offensive straight from the start.
Well, they've had some of the possession in the first half also, but they haven't translated into goals. As Mark Lammers said at half-time, okay, they are basically not getting any PCs, not shots at goal, and their passing has to be a little better. They're attacking a lot, but they've got to be careful with the counter-attack of India.
Murray Graham bringing all his 20 years of experience as an official into play, and just making sure that, of course, when you've been in the game that long, you do command a lot of respect from the players as well, and that was the case there. Good thing is he does it all with a smile. First major chance for the Indians, possible chance in the second half. Hit with a lot of power, and part of the crowd believing that there might have been a touch on, but no excitement, no such excitement for the score. Now this time this has been slipped through. Great chance for Belgium. Oh, outstanding tomahawk attempt. Just off target, but yet again, Cedric, you would have preferred perhaps a pass to come on?
Definitely out of the look of the pass, the ball played there, and if you look, Srijesh is standing on the corner waiting for the hit, whereas the Belgian overlapping man on the right-hand side was completely open.
This would have been the easiest of finishes for Jeffrey Theus, but as it turned out, it was a sizzling shot from Denia, but off the frame. Here come the Red Lions once again. Knocking it all the way back. Denia. Lupai. Like Lupai, who was man of the match in yesterday's game. Belgium trumping Argentina in the shootout. 3-1 in the shootout after 1-1 in regulation time. Well worked. Van Strijnonk has found a good place, but Srijesh does well. Not only the initial save, but also then slapping the ball away with his glove.
There was a great try by the Belgian striker. He gets in the circle. The ball comes to him loose actually. There's no marking by the Indians. He takes a shot. Srijesh is very well to palm that ball and to also move forward after palming that ball.
Yuvraj Valmiki working down the left, scored a delightful goal against Australia. The second goal that was. Just dinked it into the back of the net with a useful touch coming in from Afan Yusuf, which threw the Australian defence off completely. This time though, the free hit going Belgium's way. The Red Lions looking the more positive of the two teams, at least in terms of their attacking intentions, and that was most of what happened in the first half as well. But as Mark Lammers pointed out, and so did Cedric, the fact that the Indians counter-attack well is something that they will keep in mind. Dokier looking to work his way through, finds a foot of Amit Rohidas. Once again, his trickery on a show, but slipping the ball through. No luck for Tombone.
India has to be careful of Tombone in the circle because he can convert from half chances. He's also got a very lethal penalty corner, and he'll be looking for a PC if possible. So India's defense has to be very, very careful of Tombone in the circle.
Dr. Narendra Batra of the Hockey India. I'm quite pleased with what has been a good turnout today for this match. Only a classification match, but the fans have come out in good numbers on a Saturday. And young and old, they've come down to the hockey, which is good to see. Lots of girls in the house as well.
You look at that last move which India did just now. Sadara plays this ball very early to the wides, looking to go down the flanks. The ball was played from the centre back to Sadara. Sadara quickly plays the ball to the left-hand side to open up the spaces.
Pushed onto their own half though, the Indians, as they look to defend. And this time, almost an error from Thierry, but good covering fire from his teammate. This has been hit in with a lot of power yet again, and there's a man down. Cedric Charlier seems to have perhaps got that ball straight on his knee. Looked like an off-the-ball incident there. But nothing that was visible on camera. So the two umpires just conferring with Gary Simmons as well, and Simmons also unable to make the most of what was on evidence. But good turnout here, Cedric, and that's good news for Indian hockey with the league also coming up, the interest being reignited. A huge result yesterday against Germany.
Well, it's good to see such a crowd here on a cold, wintry day. It augurs well for what's coming up next in the Hockey India League.
Most of the roads have led to the National Stadium. It's the final day of competition. There's still a third, fourth place match up for grabs after this. and then the big final between New Zealand and Netherlands. And the Dutch men go on to emulate the women who won the first Hockey World League in the women's event at the end of last year. Sardar Singh. This is Dharamveer. Back onto the skipper. Very, very quick release. Finding its mark in Kothajit. And some good trickery from Afan Yusuf, forcing the mistake from the defense. Supposed to play it safe and send it out for a long corner for the Indians. Back with the Indian skipper. Sardar looks up. Goes with Virendra Lakra. Again, a good run going forward from Chinglansana. But Sardar opting to keep it in his half of the pitch. Rupinder. Amit Rohidas. Lakra once again. Looking to spin around, and Van Obel in the process just impeding his progress. A confirmation of a green card which went for Alexandre Dassedilier. Amit Rohidas just doing enough to keep it in play, but what it allows is Belgium to come away with possession. This is Tom Bone. Good run coming from him. So easy and so strong on the ball. Van Obel. Dumont onto the left. On stride on. It's not collected cleanly by Lupait, and that allows India to get this hit in and quickly take it and re-establish some supremacy in midfield. They've been winning some of the last few balls. Now this is a good run from Dharamveer. Has space but chooses to lay it up for Raghunath coming down the right. Now what will Raghunath do here? Goes down to ground. As retained possession for the Indians. Manpreet. Dharamveer has options inside the box. Nearly found his mark as well. Chinglansana was very close to getting across to that ball, but immediately now Belgium coming on the counter-attack. This game is hotting up here, Cedric.
Definitely, you know, the last ball from Dharamveer, a nice crack over shot right through the defense. But it took the last line of Belgian defender to deflect that ball away from the danger.
In a game of narrow margins, the defenses have to be as good as possible, and thus far both teams have done well defensively to deny an opportunity to go forward in this match. Srijesh in particular has been good in the Indian goal. Just on a few occasions the Belgians have gone into scoring opportunities or scoring positions. A couple of times they've missed out on getting it into the frame. Again a long shot, almost falling for Boone. Yet again Srijesh to the rescue, and his fellow defenders doing well. Manpreet eventually getting it out, also keeping his poise and sending it out for a long corner.
Well, again Srijesh showing it that he has got playing really well in the goal.
Another attack, once again Srijesh comes out, almost losing the ball. Belgium still have it. They will get the first penalty corner of this match. Will the Indians look to refer this? So here's a chance. Here's the Belgian opportunity to pull forward. His teammates advising Raghunath not to go for a referral here.
Well, it was a great save by Srijesh. The ball comes back, and if you look at it now, Amit Rohidas hooks the stick, and it's a penalty corner for Belgium.
Once again, underscores why Belgium are so dangerous. Moving forward with good numbers. Briels was right on hand to try and take advantage of that situation. Belgium, just that one penalty corner conversion in the very opening encounter by Tom Bone. And he is the man who is on top of the D. In fact, Lupai out there. Alongside him, Dassedilier. It's Lupai who goes for it. And it's a comfortable save for the Indians. Definitely missing the precision and the power of Tom Bone, but still with possession for the Belgians. Good spell of play from them, looking for another foot inside the D. And it has been given yet again in favor of the Belgians. And again, the Indians are looking frustrated with it and not referring it in the end.
Well, it was a clean foot, and there's no question about referring it. Studios will very well tell his players not to refer that, not to refer that.
Off the foot of Manpreet. No Boone just as yet. So the same men, Desadelier, number 23 and number 25, Lupai. Favorites to go for this.
Well, on the first penalty on Lupai flicked the ball, but there was not any power in it, and she just had no trouble at all to deflect the ball above the goal.
This time, some outstanding running from the first man, Raghunath. They came out at an absolutely sizzling pace and denied the Belgians. It's been a good committed effort from the Indian defenders today.
Definitely, Raghunath came out very well, but you've got to understand, Lupai has got a long drag flick. His drag is very long. It gives the opposition time to block that first charge, to block that first hit, and because of that long drag, Raghunath came well and just stopped that flick from going towards the goal.
Two successive chances for the Belgians, but their top striker and top penalty corner conversion specialist, Tom Boone, was off the pitch. He will rejoin the action soon. In the meantime, looking to send this ball in was Briels. He has worked his socks off for his coach today, Boone, and that's why he was just getting a well-deserved rest. 15 minutes into the second half, and what do the numbers say? The possession hasn't changed much in terms of its percentages. 2 times as many circle penetrations for Belgium, and that's why they'll be disappointed not to have converted a single one of those 11 shots into goals. The Indians, meanwhile, will want to hold on for as long as they can, but look for that opportunity to break free and get that one goal in. Put some serious pressure on the world number 5 team going into this competition. Here's a chance. Once again, Briels. It's been picked up by Doman. Still a couple of foot in there. And eventually the penalty corner once again goes for them. And this time around, they do have Tom Boone on the pitch.
When the ball comes off Belinda Lakra's foot, and it's the penalty corner for Belgium.
It's very sloppy and scrappy all around. Body is stumbling. What matters is the final outcome, which Belgium will be quite pleased with Tom Boone out there. Bit of a better chance, as you mentioned before, Lupai with a longer backswing. But Boone has that ability to place it with a lot of deception, bring some quick wrists into play. Inject front from him and deny, and they've tried to work a variation, but made a complete hash of it in the end.
They're looking for the back to the pusher ball, but they made a hash of it, as you say. The question was that the pusher came far too much inside.
Well, Mark Lammers did mention, didn't he? They need to make the most of penalty corner situations. They haven't done that. 3 attempts and 3 strikes for them. Oh, vital intervention, almost falling for Mandeep. And India get a penalty corner of their own because it comes off the foot of the defender, reckons Murray Grime. And now Belgium looking to go for this.
Well, what Belgium is probably saying is the fact that the advantage rule was given, and in spite of the advantage rule, and Mandeep missed that hit, then he blew for the penalty corner after that. If you look at it here, the ball goes through, a beautiful pass, it goes off the foot, comes to Mandeep, and Mandeep had scored, been a goal.
There's just bouncing off the foot of Gunyard, and that's why the decision was given. Rupinder Pal, he set the stadium alight yesterday by scoring that goal after the hooter had sounded. First chance for India in this match to pull ahead. Rupinder Pal, it's a good low drag, but it's well saved by Manash. Read it to perfection with the Belgian goalkeeper. Also got some good support from his postman. Sardar Singh walking his way through. Good work on to Raghunath, sending it in. Deflection of Van Strijdon's stick and goes out for a long corner for the Indians. Still with possession. Good work from Chinglansana, turning around. And a stick check from Van Strijdon. It's a nasty blow to him in the process, but the stick check was what was penalized first. That's got a smart.
Definitely smart, because it was a really powerful sweep hit towards the circle and hits the Belgium defender on the right knee.
It's got to feel really cold in this weather. It does in most kinds of weather, but well, he could try and walk this off, but he will be going off for the moment. Very, very difficult for him to find his footing. Just one of those blows which will always smart a lot more once the game is over, isn't it?
Well, you know, the first thing he's got to do is pack it with ice and rest it as much as possible, especially when he gets off the pitch this evening.
It's a crucial presence in the defense, and that's where Belgium could well be a little vulnerable now, looking to reorganize. The likes of Tom Bone also getting involved, getting in amongst the Indian attackers. India have good numbers up forward. The likes of Sunil, Mandeep, as well as Yuvraj Valmiki are in a position. The free hit will be taken by Raghunath, and you can bet that he'll try and come up with one of those strong slaps. In fact, chooses to slip it through. And just striking the foot there, so the Indians allowing the pressure to get released from the Belgians. 16 minutes left in this, and if it stays this way, then not only will we not get the 100th goal in this match, but we'll also go into the shootout. We've seen some pretty dramatic shootouts, haven't we? Yesterday's semi-final against between New Zealand and England. It looked like the two teams just didn't want to come off the pitch. Went into the second full round of sudden death shots, and it went right down to the last shot before it was sealed. "7-6, wasn't it, Cedric? 7-6 in the shootout after 3-all in regulation time. So an unbelievably close encounter. And one could argue that England, desperately unlucky, in spite of having not lost a single game inside 70 minutes in this Hero Hockey World League final, will have to be content with third place at best. This is for fifth place, though. Sunil has slipped it through. Uthappa through on to Birendra Lakra. Cedric, irrespective of the result, what's been pleasing is today Terry Walsh has used a lot more of his entire roster of players. Could still be a chance for the Indians. Mandeep was looking to get a touch onto it. Seemed to rebound off the side of the post. But lots and lots of players in the entire team have been used today.
Yes, apart from that, you've got to look at it that India is bringing with confidence. You know, when an opposition has 2/3 of the possession and more than 2/3 of the shots at goal, you can still see that the team is brimming with confidence in terms of blocking up the gaps, in terms of being able to hold its own in a game like this, which augurs well for the youth of this side.
Busy year for them. Not only the World Cup, but also the Champions Trophy to be hosted in India, in Bhubaneswar. And then, of course, the Asian Games as well as the Commonwealth Games following not too far from each other. Sardar Singh finding Sunil, who in turn was looking to find Yuvraj Valmiki, but well read by John Doman yet again. This is Tom Bone. On to the right. Trying to give his attackers some time to build up is Simon Guignard. What a fascinating 0-0 draw it has been thus far. Can one of these two teams unlock the scoreline? This has been slipped through. Free hit. Adelaide. Denier. Quick 1-2 and looking to take full advantage of the give and go, but well done by Rupinder Pal, sending it out.
And Rupinder Pal uses his entire reach to block that ball and to jab tackle that ball away. He's playing well in defense, you know, he's covering the gaps well, making sure that he uses his reach to the best capacity that he can use it to.
Bringing in the changes is Terry Walsh as Mandeep comes off possibly for a final flat burst in the last 6 or 7 minutes. In fact, Rupinder Pal has really been India's most outstanding performer right through this competition, hasn't he? Afan Yusuf now coming forward. Goes for the shot, it's been saved, still a chance. Could be a last minute score, and India score! Because the 100th goal of this competition has come, and it's perhaps come to the birthday boy, Nitin Timmaiya. Indeed it is. Nitin Timmaiya, happy birthday, and giving the perfect gift to the nation.
Well, Afan Yusuf's shot was towards the goal. Vanash does well to pad that ball. The ball flickers back to Lakra. Lakra puts it towards the goalkeeper, and there was a bit of a scrappy movement there, melee there. But Nitin Timmaiya just puts the ball into the goal, and the birthday boy gets his goal.
It is also goal number 100 in the Hero Hockey World League final. And it comes from an Indian stick. The first goal of this competition was scored by Kiran Gowers over on the first day of competition, 3-2 over Belgium. The 50th goal came from a Belgian, Felix Denayer, who scored the second goal for Belgium in a 2-all draw against Netherlands. And now the 100th goal coming from the man who's turned 23 today, Nitin Timmaiya. Who writes these scripts? Now this is a chance for Belgium coming forward. Yet again the Indian defense standing firm. Sardar Singh slipping it through. Virendra Lakra. The question is, with 10 minutes to go, we have seen late goals in this tournament. Which of these teams, if at all, will score that late goal if it comes? Belgium once again moving forward. It's Brils who's been impeded, or rather being pulled up for impeding. Fabulous team effort from both teams, and that was perhaps in the end symbolized in the goal in a sense, Cedric, because there was a lot of Indian players who got involved in it, and the last touch came in from young Timmaiya. But full credit to all the players who made it possible. They'll have to quickly backtrack here. Finding the foot of Rupinder Pal just outside the D.
What India does well is the fact that they keep 2 or 3 players in the circle when they come close to the D, and that's important for them because that's where our strength is. The strength of the Indian team is to get those goals when the ball comes in the last quarter, and to put pressure on the defense and to put pressure on the keeper.
And will Belgium look back and really rue their missed chances, both in open play as well as those 3 penalty corners which they got in a quick succession in the second half. This is their captain, John Doman. Isadilier. Lupay. Even the Belgians haven't rotated their players too much today. Tells you that Mark Lammers has taken this game very, very seriously. Especially the men at the heart of defense haven't changed much right through, especially with Van Strijdonk. Possibly not quite at 100%, although he is on the pitch, but playing a little bit more of midfield role now. Long ball looped up, looking for Afan. Cannot quite get across to it. But how they play these last 8 minutes will be crucial, won't it? It'll be a test of their maturity and how much they've learned over this last week.
Definitely, because they've definitely learned something in this last week in terms of their defensive structure. Because you look at the way they've played in this match, with so much of possession to the Belgium team, they still managed to hold their own completely and not concede a goal. So it's something that to really look forward to with the Indian team, with this young Indian squad.
Quick reminder about the 2 games still to come. Not too far away, less than an hour for the pushback between England and Australia for 3rd position in the Hero Hockey World League final, and then the big match for the gold medal clash, so to speak. New Zealand versus Netherlands. Gunyard has been a terrific workhorse for this Belgian side, especially down that flank, right flank first in the first half, and then later on using his pace to good effect in the second half as well. Desailly choosing to move in himself. Some support for Van Strijdong. Desailly does well to keep it in play, gets into the box, turning it in, and a deflection as well from Bone, and good bit of flash reflex save from Srijesh. Kothajit. Afan does well to recover, turn back and get across to that ball. Dispossessed by Doman. That's well read by Nitin Timaya, coming up from behind the player and nearly stealing it away, but back with Belgian possession. With the possession for the Belgians. Dorian Thierry sending that ball in. A slap comes in and it's well saved by Srijesh at full stretch. Excellent effort from the Indian keeper. And this one is lobbed up. Could have gone anywhere, but eventually no harm done for the Indians. This is hit hard, but again the Indian defense doing well. Raghunath was first to it and Mandeep gives him a helping hand.
Well, Srijesh has done very well in goal. Again, that was an outstretched, completely stretched his left leg and patted the ball to safety. It was a good attempt by him, good attempt by Belgium team, but fantastic save by Srijesh again. Done a fantastic game so far.
Yes, he's had a blinder, and that has enabled the Indian team to feed off that confidence that Cedric D'Souza often speaks about. The belief that they showed in ample reserve against the Germans has once again been on display this evening at the National Stadium. Win or lose, that is the biggest takeaway for the Indian team. Slipped through well. Dokier has been a very, very active presence along the flank, making sure that he takes on the defenders, gets into the box as often as possible.
Again, a great tackle by Rupinder. Boone was threatening to get into the circle, and Rupinder does very well to use his reach and steal the ball away.
He has been outstanding all through this campaign and has just steadily grown in confidence. Rupinder Palsing, one of those players with a lot of experience behind him. Effectively playing his 91st game today. Now, how can Belgium pull themselves back into it? It's been a problem for them right through this campaign, just not being able to score enough goals and translate their superiority on certain phases of play into goals. And that's why still looking for their first match win as such in 70 minutes of play. Will it happen today? For that to happen, they need to score twice within the last 4 minutes. This was sent in with power. They're celebrating and it's been given as a goal as well. Is that some massive misjudgment from the Indians? Because they thought that was going to pass through and it's gone straight through the centre. And the congratulations are in for Florent van Lobel.
Look at it, Belgium has this strength. We're talking about it, that they play the ball from the centre route. and a direct route inside. And again they kept this ball. And the faintest of touches by Van Obel, and a goal for Belgium, an equalizing goal for Belgium.
Tried it a few times right through the match and caught them by surprise. Faintest of touches, absolutely the right phrase to use. And now this game is pretty much back on level terms. It's 1-1 and it's anybody's to win or lose inside these last 3 minutes. Dumbone. Really was a pass which was hit with so much of power, and the Indian defense just couldn't deal with it. This time it's gone out of play from Manpreet. Some tense moments for the Indians. Will want to get rid of this ball as quickly as possible. Now we headed for a shootout yet again in this competition. 101 goals now. Oh, this has fallen well for Belgium, but just taking that extra split second to get to the ball. Srijesh comes out, saves it well, but a penalty corner has been given. Are the Indians going to refer this? Looks like they might well.
You want to say rest go away. Larry, can you just what they're saying is a shot at goal. The ball rebounded off the goalkeeper, and India is saying it hit the red Belgian player on the leg. Okay.
This will be the best possible angle.
For a defensive foot, and the
seems to strike. Seems to strike the knee of Van Strijdom.
They're looking for a free hit out.
What do you reckon here?
Well, we have the opportunity of watching it in slow motion. I think it hits the Indian player on the leg.
Remember, the original decision from Satoshi Kondo was a penalty corner, so he will give it in case there's no clear reason to change his decision. Could be a massive moment. This Dumbone lies in wait, hoping that this turns out to be a decision in favor of the Red Lions. Just thought Van Strijdom really made a meal of it, and to come away with the penalty corner will be a great result.
The ball has in fact struck the defender's foot prior to it hitting the goalie or the red body. So the first decision should be a penalty corner, and India will lose their referral.
So the decision does go Belgium's way, and India's green dot on top also turns red. And that means that Belgium have this chance to grab what could turn out to be a late heartbreak and a late winner. Not converted a single of their first 3 penalty corners. Can they make the most of this now? Dumbone is the second castle on the top of the D. And it is Bone who comes in for it, and Bone scores! Belgium get their second. It was dragged with a lot of ferocity to the left of Srijesh. The Indian keeper did guess right, but he had absolutely no chance. It was with so much of power and precision.
Perfect injection into the circle, and a lovely flick because Srijesh had no chance because of the first charger. The first charger is covering up the angle. The ball goes through the first charger's legs into the corner, the far left corner of the goal.
This has been a magnificent fight back by Belgium. 2 goals inside 2 minutes. In fact, inside 90 seconds for them, which has put a lot of pressure on the Indians. Can they now find a late equalizer? All in all, terrifically entertaining game. And it's no more than what Mark Lammers' team deserves here. They have got those 2 goals thanks to their persistence. This is Dumbone. How important was his presence on the pitch when this penalty corner was taken? Felix Denaye. Belgium, with all their experience, will no doubt look to run the clock down as well. This is just where they want the ball to be, don't they, Cedric?
Definitely, just to hold the game and hold the ball as much as possible in the last quarter on the corner flag.
Well, the time just running out here for the Indians. Not where they want possession of the ball to be stuck in. With just about 20 seconds, they would want to get a big ball going across to the other side of the pitch. And now Belgium will run it down even further. So the 5th place will be theirs, the world number 5s. But nevertheless, India have given them a real fight of their lives. In fact, the last 2 goals, the winners, really coming in inside the last 3 minutes. And it's, in a sense, a familiar story for some Indian fans. The late heartbreak, but that's taking nothing away from what has been a valiant performance against a top-quality Belgium side. The first victory for Belgium inside 70 minutes, and well-deserved because of the way that they hung in there as well.
Well, they kept to the basics, they kept to what their strengths are, and they plugged it right through this entire 70 minutes. With the amount of possession that they had, the amount of organized passing that they had, and the amount of circuit penetration, they ultimately got the winner and beat India by 2-1. But India can take a lot of credit from this performance. This young side has played very well in patches, but the most important thing is that they got to believe in themselves, and they believe in themselves now that they can take on anybody in the world.
A match where both teams cancelled each other out for 59 minutes, and the last 3 goals, the 3 goals in the match coming in the last 11 minutes rather. Final score: Belgium 2, India 1. The Indian goal coming in from the birthday boy Nikin Thimmaiya. At that stage, it didn't look at any stage like it was going to be enough, but they were defending well. And late in the match, Belgium showing their quality and showing their variety in the way that they can score as well. One shot which came straight down the middle. It was drilled down the middle, and the last touch coming in from Van Aubel. And that gave them the belief, the spark which ignited them. Inside a minute, they earned a penalty corner for themselves, and that was beautifully finished off by Tom Bone. Something for those fans to shout about, and the Belgian team now going over to acknowledge their support. Great scenes, acknowledging the support that they've got right along this match. So all the goals coming in the second half, and it was Belgium who started very positively against Srijay, standing firm, not only with the first save, but also slapping the ball away with his left hand. And then Rupinder Pal Singh with a long ball first, which was picked up well. First by Ayappa, this was Afan Yusuf going for the shot, and in the melee which followed, lots and lots of Indian bodies in there, but Nikin Thimmaiya the last one to it. Doing well to keep it clean as much as he did. First, some good commitment from Afan Yusuf, and then the ball in from Ayappa. And even as Yuvraj Valmiki was looking on, Nikin Thimmaiya sneaking it through. But this one was this long shot coming in. This was a tactic tried by the Belgians right through this match. Depay sending this ball in, and just the faintest of touches from Van Aubel. And late in the match, Tom Bone, as he's done so often in this competition, with yet another goal for himself. And making sure that Belgium fought their way through to 5th place. It's been an outstanding effort from Mark Lammers and his men. In each and every game, they have hung in there. They have made sure that they keep things difficult for their opponents. Let's take a look at the numbers from this match, and they will be in favor of Belgium. 23 circle penetrations to 11, 3 times as many shots, and 62% possession. But the most vital one, the one right at the end, the fact that they got that 1 out of 4 penalty corners, and India only one which they couldn't quite convert. So that was a crucial factor in the end. So even though India went forward in this match, it's Belgium who come away with a 2-1 victory. Well, Simon Mason is waiting for us down by the pitch side, and let's find out from him who the hero man of the match for today's encounter in the Hero Hockey World League final is.
Welcome to the Hero Man of the Match presentation. Delighted to be joined pitchside by Kelly Fairweather, Chief Executive Officer of the FIH. He's here to present the Hero Trophy and a cheque for 25,000 rupees to our hero of the game, Indian custodian, Srijesh. Srijesh, if I may, an exceptional performance from you. You must be delighted with how you played.
It's very great for me to get a honor in front of my audience, and very thanks to my audience, those who are supporting me from the stands, and thanks to my teammates and my staff.
And it's unusual that the highlight of an Indian performance is the team defence. How's that developed over this week?
Actually, we are in a program which we are focusing more on the World Cup, so we have to focus more on the last 5 or 10 minutes. That's we are considering in this match also we consider 2 goals in the last second. So we have to focus more on the defensive area where we making the small mistakes, and we have to rectify that.
But you still have that fantastic attacking flair. How much does the crowd help that enthusiasm?
You know, when the crowd cheering us, we used to, you know, we are in high. We can give our best, and we always play for the crowd. And thanks once again for the crowd.
Well, congratulations on your performance. We look forward to seeing you in The Hague.
Thank you very much.
So in the last 4 matches, the Indians have come up with improved performances, and that has seen a rise in the number of fans coming in. Sardar Singh is always popular. One of the outstanding Indian players. There's that Olympic tattoo just along his right wrist, and showing the passion for the game that some of these Indian players have possessed and have shown in ample reserve over the last week. As they walk off, the Australians tend to take to the pitch, and you'll probably catch a glimpse of them just at the bottom of the screen taking their lap, because they are up next at 5:45 local time. That's just a short while from now when they take on the Englishmen. A little over 30 minutes for 3rd place, and then the big final at 8 p.m. New Zealand versus Netherlands. But the news at the moment, Belgium have sealed 5th place, and before that Germany had already got themselves through to the 7th place in the Hero Hockey World League final. So 2 more exciting matches to look forward to. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage for this one, and I hope to see you soon again.